In the early hours of February 21st, 2025, an alarm goes off in Bybit's security system. On-chain observers watch in disbelief as 401,000 Ethereum, worth around $1.4 billion, cascades out from Bybit's cold wallet to an unknown address. This isn't a routine transfer or a glitch. It's the biggest crypto heist in history unfolding live before anyone can even react. A widely followed blockchain sleuth known as ZachXBT sends out an urgent alert after spotting the suspicious outflows. Panic and confusion ripple across Twitter and Telegram. By the time the sun rises, the magnitude of the breach is undeniable. Bybit's Ethereum vault, a cold wallet supposedly locked down from online threats, has been emptied. The transactions are there for everyone to see on Etherscan, yet they raise more questions than answers. How could an offline wallet be looted so effortlessly? Who or what is behind this audacious attack? By early 2025, Bybit was among the top 3 crypto exchanges by trading volume, catering to a massive user base of traders worldwide. The Dubai-based platform handled billions of dollars in customer assets, and it prided itself on security. The exchange touted its use of multi-signature cold wallets, essentially offline digital vaults requiring multiple approvals for any transaction. This means no single person could move funds. It would take a coordinated sign-off by several trusted parties. And because the wallet's private keys were kept offline, a typical cyber attacker shouldn't even be able to touch them. That's why the hack was so unexpected. Bybit had a long-standing clean record of no major breaches, aside from a false alarm in mid-2024 that was quickly debunked by CEO Ben Zhou. Other exchanges had been hacked before, sure, but usually through exposed hot wallets or smart contract bugs, never through an offline cold wallet. The idea of a cold wallet being compromised sounded almost absurd. This breach wasn't just another crypto exchange hack. It was a direct hit to the core promise of security that Bybit and its peers sold to their users. On that Friday morning, Bybit's team performed a routine operation, moving a batch of Ether from their cold wallet into a warm wallet for daily liquidity needs. Everything seemed normal. The transfer request came through with the correct destination address, and the interface used to approve it showed a familiar, trusted URL. But under the hood, the transaction was a Trojan horse. As Bybit later explained, the transaction was masked. The signing interface displayed the expected details while hiding the transaction's true intent. The hackers injected malicious code that altered the smart contract logic of Bybit's wallet mid-transfer. So while the team believed they were simply approving a transfer to their own warm wallet, they were actually handing control of the cold wallet over to the attacker. The instant the approvals were given, the hacker's code sprang into action. It reprogrammed the wallet's rules and funneled out the entire stash of Ethereum to an address under the hacker's control. Tens of thousands of Ethereum, the entire contents of Bybit's main vault, were whisked away in one go. The haul included various Ethereum-based tokens that the hacker swiftly swapped for regular Ethereum on decentralized exchanges. In fact, roughly $200 million in staked Ether tokens, Stethereum, was dumped almost immediately on the open market as the attacker began converting assets to cover their tracks. The blockchain lit up with frenetic activity. Within minutes, the attacker split the spoils across dozens of addresses, over 20,000 Ethereum scattered into about 48 wallets. As news of the breach hit social media, Bybit's leadership rushed to respond. CEO Ben Zhou convened an emergency live stream that same day to explain the situation to users. He confirmed that about 401,000 Ethereum was stolen and assured everyone that other wallets, hot wallets, warm wallets, and other cold vaults remained secure. Importantly, Bybit chose not to freeze customer withdrawals, hoping to maintain trust and calm. Forensics teams began digging into the how. Suspicion fell on the tools used for the cold wallet, namely the Safe multisig system. Safe's own team found no evidence of any breach on their official platform, suggesting a highly targeted phishing or spoofed interface was used to trick Bybit's signers into approving the wrong transaction. In other words, the hackers likely hijacked the one moment the cold wallet goes online for a transfer by deceiving the people and software involved at that junction. As investigators pieced together clues, a pattern emerged. This attack bore an eerie resemblance to a string of front-end masquerade hacks that hit other crypto projects in 2024. One security researcher, Taylor Monahan, warned, "No one is prepared for this attack vector. It will happen again and again." Indeed, similar tactics had struck others. For example, India's exchange WazirX lost about $235 million, and Japan's DMM Bitcoin lost $308 million through such exploits in the months prior. In each case, the attackers effectively re-implemented the wallet's code while the interface appeared normal to the owners. As Monahan bluntly put it, "You can't see it, it fakes the front end." The Bybit exploit was the same style of magic trick, performed on a far grander scale. Grand indeed. The magnitude of this theft is hard to fathom. At roughly $1.4 to $1.5 billion in value, the Bybit hack instantly overshadowed every crypto heist before it. It was more than double the size of the infamous Ronin network bridge hack, $624 million in 2022, and the Poly network exploit, $600 million in 2021, previously two of the largest on record. In the immediate aftermath, speculation swirled. Could it have been an insider? Soon, evidence pointed outward, towards a highly sophisticated external team, possibly even state-sponsored hackers. Investigators from Arkham Intelligence and independent experts like ZachXBT followed the money trail and uncovered telltale signs linking the attack to Lazarus Group. Lazarus Group is a shadowy collective of hackers backed by the North Korean regime. They've been implicated in the 600-million Ronin network hack of 2022 and numerous other high-profile heists. Just a couple of months before the Bybit incident, they were linked to a $308 million theft from Japan's DMM Bitcoin exchange. According to Chainalysis, North Korean hackers, largely Lazarus, stole a staggering $2.2 billion worth of crypto in 2024 alone, funds believed to go straight into Pyongyang's state coffers. Everything about the Bybit attack fit Lazarus's modus operandi. The meticulous social engineering, the patience to wait for a routine process, the technical prowess to fake a normally secure interface. Lazarus operatives are known to first go after the people behind the tech, infiltrating networks via spear phishing emails, malware-laced software updates, or even fake job offers to employees. In this case, they may have tricked a Bybit staff member or exploited a third-party provider to set their trap. The motive, in Lazarus's case, goes beyond ordinary greed. These hackers operate as revenue agents for a heavily sanctioned North Korean regime. Every cryptocurrency they steal can be laundered and funneled into North Korea's covert weapons and missile programs. Bybit's immediate priority was damage control. The exchange publicly assured users that it would absorb the loss and that all client funds were safe and fully backed. Benjo emphasized on social media that Bybit remained solvent, even with 1.4 B gone, and could cover the theft without impacting customers. To prove the point, Bybit astonishingly kept withdrawals open throughout the crisis. In many past exchange hacks, platforms freeze all transactions to prevent a bank run. Bybit chose the opposite: transparency and continuity. Of course, users rushed to withdraw funds en masse, shaken by what had happened. Within hours, Bybit was processing withdrawal requests at an unprecedented rate, ultimately handling roughly 350,000 transactions in the first 10 hours, virtually all of which were successfully completed. This was possible only because Bybit mobilized its reserves and secured roughly $4 billion in emergency liquidity support within hours. Even Binance's CEO, Changpeng CZ Zhao, offered assistance, suggesting a temporary withdrawal halt, advice Bybit ultimately did not heed. Bybit's ability to meet customer withdrawals during the panic likely prevented a deeper crisis of confidence. Law enforcement agencies were alerted, and blockchain forensics teams began tracking the loot and flagging the hackers' addresses. Within days, only a small fraction of the ether had been laundered, around 5,000 Ethereum via obscure mixers, thanks to the crypto community's quick response. Efforts to freeze and recover the rest are ongoing, but laundering 1.4B is a colossal challenge even for state-backed thieves. The hack sent shockwaves through the market. Ethereum's price plunged nearly 3% on the news, and exchanges everywhere went into emergency mode to double-check security. In the wake of this saga, one thing is clear: the cryptocurrency industry has entered a new era of high-stakes cat-and-mouse. The Bybit hack exposed a sobering truth. Even the most secure systems can have blind spots. Cold wallets, multi-sig approvals, offline keys, these measures greatly improve security, but as we've seen, they're not bulletproof. Hackers are innovating just as fast as the defenders. For every new security mechanism, attackers probe for a weakness, if not in the code, then in the people or interfaces around it. The $1.4 billion Bybit theft is more than just an astonishing number. It's a case study that will be dissected for years. Security experts will learn from the clever deception used here and develop countermeasures. We can expect exchanges to implement stricter verification steps for critical transactions, perhaps requiring out-of-band confirmation of details so that even a spoofed interface can't trick a signer. Wallet providers might introduce features to display the actual contract actions being approved, making it harder to mask malicious code. There's even talk of circuit breakers for large transfers, like manual reviews or brief delays on huge withdrawals, to catch unusual activity before it's too late. This event is also likely to accelerate cooperation in the crypto industry on security matters. We saw how quickly other exchanges and firms stepped up to help Bybit weather the storm. That same spirit could extend to sharing threat intelligence and early warnings. It's truly an arms race in cyberspace, with billions of dollars and the trust of millions of users at stake. For everyday crypto users, this saga is a stark reminder to stay vigilant about where and how they store their assets. It also underscores the importance of transparency. Bybit's open communication might set a new benchmark for how exchanges handle crises, keeping users informed rather than in the dark. Will this be the wake-up call that leads to stronger defenses, better user education, and smarter regulation? Or will hackers continue to stay one step ahead, mounting even bigger heists? The coming months and years will reveal the answers. What's certain is that the battle between hackers and cybersecurity experts is unending.